Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Sean, and here we're going to talk about some interesting stories from the automotive world, from some interesting opinion pieces regarding EVs to also what could be done with the future of Jaguar and other interesting topics. So, recently I read an article on autoblog.com talking about do drivers, mainly enthusiasts, want performance EVs? And despite what certain entities and journalists want and try to push, the answer seems to be no at this time. Even with big brands constantly coming out with new EVs or promoting upcoming EVs, it seems that most drivers, they still want, for the enthusiasts that is, they want performance cars. Just looking at the Porsche Taycan and having their models drop 53% in sales between 2021 and 2024 is a drastic drop. And I know you can take that to a different argument by saying the pricing of the Porsche Taycan, being that it is a luxury vehicle, already makes it very restrictive and it won't be a high volume selling vehicle. But still, minus 53%, that's an incredibly, startling drop. And I know you can contrast that with the Mustang Mach-E sales, which has seen an increase in sales between 2023 and 2024, according to that article. But just looking at how drivers are interacting and feeling about EVs, overall, I think if you want a performance car, you want an internal combustion engine. And one thing that also supports this belief is if you look at what's going on with Dodge right now, they actually announced that they're going to increase the timing and try and get the inline six Dodge Chargers and Challengers into production sooner because there's a demand for it. So I have a feeling we're going to see more, um, you know, performance and enthusiast oriented models in the future. They're going to be, internal combustion engines, and you're going to see that from the big brands. But that's not to say that the electric vehicle investments are going to stop. We're still going to see a lot of those in the future, and we'll see some interesting ones. And I think the driving dynamics will get better, and enthusiasts will eventually transition over, but it will take a lot longer than I think these companies realize. But that's just my opinion. So, are CARB mandates feasible? For those who don't know, CARB stands for the California Air Resource Board. And recently, Toyota has stated that the mandate for the year 2026, which is coming up soon, are impossible to meet. And they've been raising concerns with California's current EV regulations that require 35% of sales for 26 model year vehicles to be zero emission vehicles. And they have claimed that this is not feasible. Now, the California Air Resource Board, they have various amendments coming up, and the next one is Clean Cars number 2 amendment that will set the standards for the model years 2026 to 2035. It's interesting too because there are ways to kind of work around this, but at the same time, California does set a strong standard that not only the state of California takes on, but many other states. So it forces vehicles and vehicle makers to try and abide by these very strict regulations. But overall, given where the technology is, I don't see this as being feasible because the EV technology just isn't there, and drivers have various different needs. And I have a feeling that the California Air Resource Board, they're going to have to adjust their mandate if they want to be realistic. Now, here, this is an interesting story that I've been keeping my eye on. It regards Jaguar, one of the major British brands that used to be up at the pinnacle of luxury, but over the last 15 or 20 years, they have fallen and they're not as prevalent in the global market, especially here in my home market of the United States. And recently, Jaguar announced this shocking move that they're ending production for their current models, and they will have an EV model coming soon, but not many details are known about it yet. And as of today, according to multiple news sources, whether if it's an automotive news source or a traditional mainstream media source like the BBC, Jaguar is no longer selling new vehicles in the United Kingdom, its home market. So that was kind of shocking to see, and for many people, we're wondering, will Jaguar make it in the next few years? Now, there have been rumors of a new ultra luxury sedan, and there have been spy shots that have recently been caught too, that could be priced in the $200,000 range, and they are potentially going to compete against the Cadillac Celestiq, the upcoming Bentley EV, and the Rolls-Royce Spectre. But I'm not sure about this move, especially because the move up market will be tough for them, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does not work out, and this could spell the end for Jaguar. But we'll have to wait and see, and I hope the best for them because I do like Jag. I do like some of the recent models they came out with, like the F-Type, but I'm not sure about this move. So I hope for the best, but we'll see. And finally, this was an interesting opinion piece that I also saw on Autoblog. Lincoln using the Mustang platform. Should Ford use this platform for Lincoln models? It's an interesting question, and I'll say this: this has been discussed for many, many years within the walls of Ford. When I was working at Ford over 10 years ago now, I know it was even discussed then, and that was when the upcoming S550 model was being introduced, and at the time there was talk about maybe using that chassis and also the Coyote V8 engine for a Lincoln model, but at the end of the day, Ford did not want to focus on a sporty or performance-oriented Lincoln. Instead, they prioritized at the time the upcoming Lincoln Navigator and the upcoming Lincoln Continental. And while the Continental did not last long and it was quickly discontinued after a short run, the Navigator has been a successful vehicle, so I can understand why Ford would prioritize that. However, I do believe that this is a missed opportunity for them, and while they don't necessarily have to make a BMW M3 or M4 competitor per se, they could use this opportunity as a way to develop the Lincoln brand, create some excitement around it, and maybe, use it as a way to introduce new design language, because their current design language has been around for a while, I think, even with the, recently unveiled Lincoln SUVs. I really do believe that they could potentially, depart from this current styling and make something really unique and eye-catching. And by having a sporty coupe vehicle, it could be a great way to not only revitalize the brand, have a true halo car for the failing, or forgotten Lincoln brand, and just inject some excitement into it. But we'll have to see again. I have many, many doubts that Ford will use the Mustang platform and make a rear-wheel drive Lincoln car. But hey, once again, we'll see. But I'll say this: don't hold your breath and just keep your eyes out for Navigators and other Lincoln SUVs, because you'll see those before you ever see a new Lincoln Coupe vehicle. All right, well, that's it for today. My name is Sean, and thank you for spending time with me and listening to the top car news and seeing these interesting opinion pieces. Let me know if you have any questions. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to make a new video soon. Take care.